Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
Forex Live. September 28. 7:16 America New York. Cable falls to lowest in 10 weeks as pound weakens alongside firmer dollar. GBP, USD falls below 1.3600 for the first time since the 21st of July. Money markets have now moved to price in a bow rate move to 0.50% in June next year as compared to August pricing last week.
New York Times Business. September 28. 7:12 America New York. Oil prices near a three-year high as an energy crunch looms. Analysts say soaring natural gas prices are helping push oil futures higher, as Brent crude topped $80 a barrel. A tanker in Singapore carrying liquefied natural gas.
Wall Street Journal Markets. September 28. 7:03 America New York. Exxon, Chevron lack a certain je ne sais quoi. Investors seem to prefer major U.S. oil companies' energy transition plans compared with their European peers. The verdict is still out.
Daily FX Market News. September 28, 7 o'clock America New York. DAX 40, S&P 500, FTSE 100 setup. Rising yields and energy shortages dampen sentiment. Energy shortages, rising price expectations and higher yields weigh on global stocks.
Global Economy. September 28. 7 o'clock America New York. The commodities surge comes for oil. Plus, crunch time for Democrats' energy and climate agenda, and solar groups say new tariffs could be fatal for the industry.
Naked Capitalism. September 28. 6:55 America New York. UK's National Health Service still playing fast and loose with patients' health data. This time it's patients' biometrics, their most sensitive data of all, that appear to be at risk.
Wall Street Journal Markets. September 28. 6:53 America New York. Facebook, Acceleron Pharma, Spotify. What to watch when the stock market opens today. Tech stocks that are sensitive to interest rates fell ahead of the bell. Energy stocks got a boost from rising oil prices. BBC News Business. September 28. 6:34 America New York. Broadband switching to be made faster and easier under new rules. Switching from one tech to another will no longer require long phone calls to several companies.
Forex Live. September 28. 6:33 America New York. China State Grid says will strictly control consumption by high energy and polluting sectors. China to take measures in dealing with the troubling power crunch. It is a tall order given the situation, and there is already an expected toll to be had on China's economy going into Q4.
Global Economy. September 28. 6:31 America New York. The sensitive game of sharing intelligence across the Atlantic. Export controls and FDI are obvious but tricky areas for the new EU-US Trade and Technology Council.
Forex Live. September 28. 6:28 America New York. FX option expiries for 28 September 10 a.m. New York cut. A look at what is on the board for today. I thought I posted this earlier but missed it in the drafts, so apologies on that. Just a couple of ones to take note of today, as highlighted in Forex Live. September 28. 6:09 America New York. Dollar holds firmer as equities stay pressured amid higher yields on the day. Dollar leads the charge in the major currencies space. European indices are posting declines of around 1% or a little bit more on the session now as equities are facing stiff pressure amid the rise in bond yields to start the week.
Wall Street Journal Markets. September 28. 6:08 America New York. Oil hits three-year high as gas crunch spills into crude market. A shortfall in global energy supplies have pushed oil to its highest in 3 years, with record gas prices exacerbating the oil market's already tight supply and demand balance.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. September 28. 6 o'clock America New York. Cybersecurity Insurer Coalition gets new funding at $3.5 billion valuation. Cybersecurity and Insurance Provider Coalition Inc. has received a $205 million investment at a valuation of more than $3.5 billion, and plans to use the infusion to grow faster and expand into new insurance lines, among other initiatives, it said Tuesday.
Forex Live. September 28. 5:58 America New York. Citi cuts China 2022 GDP forecast to 4.9% from 5.5%. Citi cites Evergrande risks for the downgrade. The firm sees expected spillover from the managed restructuring of Evergrande, with pressure on China growth to trigger restrained policy easing. including a 25 bits per second rate cut next year.
Wall Street Journal Markets, September 28, 5:53 America, New York. Morgan Stanley's top female executive in Asia to retire. Wei Sun Christensen, who has worked at the Wall Street Bank for nearly 2 decades, is stepping down as China CEO and Asia Pacific co-CEO. Wall Street Journal Markets, September 28, 5:34 America, New York. Bank mergers are on track to hit highest level since the financial crisis. Deals totaling more than $54 billion have been announced this year, up from about $17 billion at this time last year.
Daily FX Market News. September 28, 5:30 America, New York. GBP, USD forecast. GBP breakdown risks heightened on US dollar charge. GBP, USD slides as US dollar extends rally. Hawkish bow pricing leaves GBP vulnerable to breakdown.
Wall Street Journal US Business. September 28, 5:30 America, New York. Restaurants and hotels push back against uptick in customer tantrums. Owners are setting new ground rules during the COVID-19 pandemic and going against the adage that the customer is always right. Wall Street Journal US Business. September 28, 5:30 America, New York. Big tech companies amass property holdings during pandemic. Google, Amazon and Facebook are acquiring offices and retail space, helping prop up commercial markets.
Wall Street Journal Markets, September 28, 5:30 America, New York. Debt ceiling standoff distorts short-term treasury market. Investors are demanding more yield to hold some short-term treasuries with the greatest risk of delayed payment. Meanwhile, they are driving down yields on a dwindling supply of others.
Global economy, September 28, 5:23 America, New York. Argentina could repeat its economic woes. Government feuds hide need for private investment and a more open economy.
Wall Street Journal Markets, September 28, 5:22 America, New York. Sunic leads rebound in Chinese property stocks. The real estate developer played down a leaked request for government help, and the country's central bank said it wants healthy development of the property market.
Forex Live, September 28, 5:10 America, New York. PBOC governor says China will stretch the time for normal monetary policy implementation. Remarks by PBOC Governor Yi Gang. But in any case, the current thinking is that the PBOC will keep liquidity conditions ample in order to deal with any market fallout, and they also highlighted yesterday that they are planning to push real lending rates lower to stabilize the economy.